Hello Sangha, welcome to day 19. When you get here, it could be July, it could be the 19th of January, 2024. But whenever you get here is not important. It's important that the practice is like a refuge for you rather than it's a race to get through the sessions, and maybe you go back and do other ones and maybe jump around a little bit depending on the title that's on the thumbnail for the session. So we'll quickly revisit the niyamas, which were Saucha, Santosha, Tapas, Svadhyaya, and the final one is Ishvara Pranadhana. Okay, Ishvara Pranadhana means Ishvara is the divine. Okay, so I guess it's not everybody's cup of tea to think about God or a greater being, but it can relate to whatever God you believe in, if it's Krishna or Jesus or Muhammad or Allah or whoever. I know Muhammad's not a God, but Allah's the God. So whoever, whatever you find support in. Now that can just be something that's greater than you, it can be your community, it can be your teachers, but really it's kind of putting ourselves outside the centre of our universe. We're not the centre of everything. The whole world doesn't evolve around us, and sometimes that's how we feel. We feel like things centre around us, and actually we do have the support of other people in our life, other supreme beings in our life, possibly, if that's your cup of chai. Okay, we're going to do some spinal movements today. So let's start for a little bit of a change on all fours. So we're going to start with our hands forward and our knees towards the centre. And lift and lay your hands and lift and lay your knees. And start just by creating a little rocking backwards and forwards in your spine. Toes can be tucked under or toes behind, whatever feels good for you today, whether it's morning or evening. And let that movement go a little bit further. Change the position of your hands if you feel you need to. Maybe do a few mini press-ups if you feel that's what your body would enjoy for this practice. And then come to the centre and start to make some cat and cow movements. So lifting your back up and then letting your belly extend down. And try these two very familiar movements. So we're going to keep those movements going, but we're going to add in the forwards and backwards movement too. So you maybe come forward in cat posture and back in cow posture. Or you may come forward in cow posture and back in cat posture. And we're just rolling through our spine, creating circles and spirals. The body likes spirals. It's full of spirals. When you see a bone, it's all spirals. And then come into the centre. And walk your hands slightly off to the left. And let your hips come back down toward your heels. Feeling this side bend for your body. Coming forward, and try that on the other side. Taking your hips back towards your heels. And then back towards the centre. Bring your hands back towards the centre. And extend out through your left leg. Good. And land your left foot outside your left hand. And lean in towards that and then move back. And try that a few times. So we're going to thread the needle at some point today if you're wondering where we're going. We're kind of building up to that. And then let your left foot go back again. Reach it out. And land it outside your left hand. Tuck underneath the toes of your back foot. Move your heel towards the back of the room. Sink your hips. Turn and reach up. So open up through your chest. Don't force this movement. And then back down. Let your back knee come down. Any final movements that feel helpful here, and then let your leg come back. Taking your hips from side to side, your shoulders from side to side, getting some movement from side to side. Then reach out with your right leg, bring your right knee forward and land your right foot outside your right hand and lean in towards this. Moving things around. Good. Reach your right foot back out once more and then let it drift forward. And lean in towards it again. Good. Tuck underneath the toes of your back foot. Move your heel away, sink your hips down, turn to your front leg and heel up with your hand beside it. And exhale, let it come down. Let your back knee come down, send your front leg back, open both knees wide, touch your big toes together, hips back in your heels, elbows down, forehead down. Lift your head, bring your shoulders forward, bring your knees underneath. Okay, we're going to reach out with our right foot and put our toes on the floor. And find somewhere really steady and comfortable for your right foot. And as you inhale, turn and reach up with your left hand. And let it come down. Okay, try that one more time. Inhale, turning and reaching up. And then bring it all the way through the opposite hand and toes. Try and get your shoulder down to the ground, get your face down to the ground. Now you might want to have a wee look at this and then rewind it and have a look at it again. Okay, inhale all the way up again and exhale, let your hand come back down. We're going to take it a little bit further in a few moments, but we'll try another side first. So let your right knee rest on the floor, reach out with your left leg, put your toes on the floor, turn and inhale, reach up with your right hand. And exhale, initially just place it down. Make any adjustments you need to make. Inhale up with your right hand again. And exhale, slide it all the way through and under. Good. Inhale, reach all the way up again. Exhale, slide all the way through and under between your hand and your toes. Inhale up again. And let your hand come down. Bring your knee forward. Give your wrists a little bit of a rest if you feel any pressure on your wrists. Give them a shake off. Even clasp them and do that movement we've done before where we just massage into our wrists. We have lots of kind of wrist helping stuff when we do acrobatics, and not that we're doing any acrobatics today. Okay, but when I do some acro yoga and partner work and handstand work, I do lots of work for wrists to strengthen them. Okay, bring your hands forward again. Again, reach out with, actually I'm going to do it on the other side, but you can start again whatever side you want, okay? So I'm taking my left foot back again because it'll be easier for you to see. Inhale, reach up with your right hand, slide it all the way through. So you might want to pause it, have a look, and then come back to this position, because if you can, you're going to lift your foot up and then lift your hand up. But it's quite tricky. So if you tumble over, make sure you maybe get some cushions or stuff around you. Then let your hands, toes, and knee come back down and slide back up. Taking your hips from side to side, your shoulders from side to side. Before we try that on the other side. So reaching back with your right foot this time. Put your toes on the floor, inhale up with your left hand. Exhale, slide it all the way through. Let your shoulder come down. Once you feel comfortable, raise your back leg. Or don't. Remember, everything is optional. Reach up with your hand if that feels okay. Balancing. Let your toes come back down, your hand, your knee, and slide through. Okay, walk your hands back towards your knees and let your hips rest on your heels. Moving a wee bit from side to side here. Okay. Switch to a squat. Rocking your heels back, rocking your knees forward. Letting your body move gently in these positions. And then from there, a little bit more movement for your spine. Your right hand on the floor. Inhale, reach up with your left. Exhale down. Inhale, reach up with your right. Exhale down. One more time either side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let your palms come together. Push them. Push all the way up. Okay, give everything a good shake off. Okay, some more spinal movement. Push your palms together. Bring your elbows up. So there's kind of a line across your forearms. This is a little, it looks super simple, but I find it fairly tricky. So what you're going to do is just turn your fingers to the side, but let your whole body turn with that movement. Back to the center. So go slow. This is not to be rushed. And you feel the lower part of your spine, so the into your waist, is really feeling this movement. And then we're going to turn it again. But this time, see if you can turn it slightly behind too, so you feel this big opening in your waist and maybe the front of your abdomen. And come up. Maybe you don't feel that at all. Maybe you feel something different. Turning your fingers out to the side and then slightly behind. And try that one more time. I know we're going super slow, but I find this so helpful and beneficial. So turning and then turning behind. Coming back up. Side turning and then point the fingers slightly back. And come back up. Nice. Clasp your hands from there. Push them up towards the sky and just now start to make some leaning movement from side to side. Again, getting your spine in positions that feel good before we come back and lengthen all the way up. See if you can keep your hands up and let your heels come up and down from here. Lengthening up, heels go up and down. Last one, heels go up and down. And then we're going forwards and slightly backwards. Okay. Forwards and slightly backwards. Good. And then start to mix it up. So you're going forwards and maybe slightly to the side. And forwards and maybe slightly to the side. And just start to freestyle a bit here. We've done this already this month. Just getting spinal movement. I've said already, this is the movement that a certain American president, I think, should have done 30 years ago, just to keep his body a bit more mobile. And then shake it off. If your arms get tired when you're doing that, rest them on your shoulders, okay? Take your feet a little bit wider. Bend your knees and sink your hips. Let your hands rest on your thighs and move from side to side. See how this is feeling today. And then come to the center. Bring one shoulder down towards one knee. Come back to the center. Other shoulder down towards other knee. Back to the center. It's really good to move our spines in as many ways as our spines are able to move. Good. And then cat and cow here again. And then come back to the center. Bring your palms to the center. Let one hand rest on one knee. Inhale up with the other hand. Exhale, reach it over. And we just sort of make this wave and movement. So lots going on here, right? We're getting movement through our spine. Movement through our shoulders and our arms. But also, if your knees are bent, you're getting strength building through your legs, okay? So a lot of bang for our buck. Push your feet in against the floor and step in. I'm not sure I've ever said bang for our buck in my life. Let's see if we can sit down without using our hands too much. And whenever you're ready, shuffle your hips a little bit further back. Bring yourself to sit in a comfortable seated position. And place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And soften anywhere you can soften without losing the length in your body. So we have this really solid center and really soft exterior. And continue to soften. And then let both hands rest on your belly. And feel the expansion of your belly and the relaxation of your belly. So we've done this in the last few days. It's always good to revisit and to refine. Take your time. This is a real precious moment for us where we can just be still. Where it looks like we're doing nothing, but really we're doing everything. We're experiencing everything without the regular distractions of life. If you want to rest in your back and do this, rest in your back. And if you want to bring both hands to your heart and let them rest over your heart to finish. Where we feel many of our emotions, where we use metaphorically for life, where we wear our hearts on our sleeve, we love with all our heart, we use the heart as really one of the centres of our being. you want to move your fingers or toes, move your fingers or toes. If you want to spread out, spread out. If you want to reach up, anything that feels good, okay? So really, when we come to the end of the practice like that, and we're really doing nothing, that's kind of the point, you know, to come to this space of stillness and quietness. And I asked my teacher once, I says, you know, who's an advanced yoga practitioner? And he says, the person with the steadiest mind. Which is why when I look at a class of people practicing, I never know who the best, whatever that means, you know, advanced, whatever words people use to describe the yoga practices, different levels. But because I can't tell, I can't see in your mind and see who has the steadiest mind. But yeah, a steady mind is the goal, okay? Let your fingers connect, the base of your palms connect, bring your thumbs up. Om Shanti.